Hi everybody, welcome to my studio. My name is Cameron Farn. I'm a sculptor, artist, illustrator, and designer working in Calgary. Currently I'm working at F&D Scene Changes, a theater, film, and specialty fabrication business. And we develop everything from public art to interiors of stores. We have a fantastic time. Today I want to talk to you about a project that I'm creating called World of Red Sands Alien Art Exhibit. Now in behind me you can see a set of characters all over the walls here. These basically represent the 30 or so characters that we've already designed and are prepared to go to fabrication. Each one of these characters was sculpted in a program called ZBrush. It's one of my primary design tools. It currently received an Academy Award for its technical achievement and is often used on films to create characters, settings, and the works. Things like the Hulk, characters in the Avengers, Spider-Man, all sorts of things. It's been a fantastic program for a lot of people. So I want to introduce you to a couple of the characters, and then I want to take a look at one we have fully completed for the show that will appear in 2015, but also will be joining me on a promotional tour this year to raise awareness of the exhibit opening in April next year. This is Three Tails. This is a maquette that we created of our character. This is the main character in the show, and we will have his bust as part of that show. In behind me you can see the digital reconstruction of that maquette, and this is going to be a large scale bust, again approximately 5 feet tall. It'll be on a stand and sitting at eye level. Now, one of the reasons we want the bust so large is that in that experience, when you enter into the exhibit, we want people to feel a little bit out of place, a little smaller, and we want them to be taken by the size, scale, and detail of the characters so that we can begin that sort of immersive quality that we're looking for. Now, we have 2 other characters in production, including the one that has already been finished. Up in here, behind me, you can see this quadruped, this sort of running dinosaur-style figure. He is going to be about 12 feet long. He's already complete, he's gone into CNC, and the parts are now ready to come into the shop to be assembled and finished sculpted. The same with this one above me here, this one in the corner. Its name is Razorback. From the tip of the nose to the back of the thorns is about 16 feet. So he is a very tall, a very large character. And again, he is presented on a stand as well in this exhibit we're going to open next year. So we've got 3 complete sculptures for next year's opening, including elements of these designs, illustrations, and paintings based on those models. So all of these paintings that you see I generate from the models that I create in the program. I then go in and paint over those, and I put them in scenes that that they have to be in to get that quality I'm looking for. And it's an example of their environment, and I'm hoping every time I create one that it just builds that world and the depth of the exhibit that we want. So all of these characters will appear in the show over time. We're starting with 3 really huge ones. Let's take a look over here at the first that we finished for the exhibit. So I want to introduce you to Firebreed. Firebreed is one of our large busts. Now he's 5 feet tall from the tip of the chest to the top of the head. He's a fantastic character. He's made fully of fiberglass. So very much like the process I've been exposed to over my period as an artist, he's fabricated to last and to tour successfully from one location to the other. He is originally done as a digital sculpture, like the designs that we looked at on the wall. It's exported to a machine that cuts it out of foam in several layers that I assemble. I then skin that with clay, apply all of the fine details like pores, wrinkles, scars, beauty marks, everything. And then that is molded out of urethane rubber and sheathed in a harder plastic and I think we have metal and other wood products in there to support the shell of the mold we create. Once we take that off, we're casting our pieces in fiberglass, so they're nice and solid and can take the kind of paint finish that I like to work on or work with. So it's a scenic finish with automotive clear coat, and the idea is to get them as lifelike as possible so that our visitors to the exhibit are not thrown out of that immersive experience that we are generating with the show. So there he is, Firebreed. He's tall, he's beautiful. There's a beauty about the characters, even though they're alien. That's one of the things that I strive for. Somewhere in every one of these there's a beauty. And as strangely as they're formed, as unusual as they might be, as part of my journey as a figurative sculptor, that is what I want to come across, or want to come across. A feeling, a notion of a life form's thoughts. I want the viewer to feel something. And in this case, our attempt at making you uncomfortable, that idea of being stared at, of having someone look at you like you're a meal. He's got a mischievous quality about him, and I think it comes across in the stare that we've sort of fixed on this character's face. So if you want to follow me over here, I'll show you what his body looks like. So here is the 3D model for Firebreed. As you can see, he does have a full body. He's about 8 feet tall as a full functioning character. He's, again, alien in nature and fits our environment and our world rules very well. This is how all of them start. 3D digital models, which we can then export out to the machine to have it cut at the scale we desire for the show. From those models, we create our paintings as well. So I'm able to export images of those figures in whatever pose and position I wish, paint over them, and add that image to the show. So that includes all of the anatomy studies that go into this, because a lot of the 3D stuff you see here doesn't really show all of the work. I actually create the bones, muscles, and interior organs of the character in an attempt to understand how all of those structures really work, to confirm the biology, and that it will, function properly in the environment that I've imagined for all of the characters of Red Sands. Above him, you see another example of a character, not on the other wall. This is Ram. He will end up being either another bust or another full-size figure, but this is not the finished pose. Like, all of these characters will be posed to help sell the story, to invoke a feeling, and to have the visitor, again, be exposed to an interesting story in an interesting way and have to decipher and think about what is being told to them. I think it's a really fascinating way to build a relationship with an audience. It's a lot of fun. Just to give you guys some confidence about how we, that we're going forward, that we know what we're doing. This is a design that I created for Crosshair Mills Mall while I was at F&D Scene Changes. This is the Crosshair Mills clockwork sculpture. It's called Tempest Fugit. A lot of the work you see here happened in about a 3 or 4 day period in terms of designing a concept for development. It was submitted by F&D, accepted by the client in a sort of, I guess, a contest type of forum. It was selected to go forward, and F&D fabricated that for a budget of between $400,000 and $500,000. Now, a lot of the elements that you see in the clock do move. The lights light up. We had additional time rods that I designed as in addition to this that are now on the unit and functioning. But that's an example of sort of the process and timeline that I'm used to working with in terms of getting elements out the door and having them be successful fabrications. I really enjoy working for F&D, and I get to do some really cool stuff. So here's some designs up here, also designed at F&D. This is an element of a display for the Terrell Museum. We have over here some work for the Death Race movie. It's called the Dreadnought. we were able to, we had the opportunity to help design the Dreadnought. It's basically a tractor and trailer with a functioning tank, flamethrower, gun turrets, the works. And it appeared later in the show to basically blow things up. And in the end, of course, its unfortunate demise, it blew into a million pieces as well. But we had a lot of fun designing it and building it for filming. Well, this is basically my studio. This is where all the work happens, from designing the digital characters to building them into full 3D elements. And we expect the exhibit will go forward on April 2015 and run for 3 months, June, July, and August. We have secured space, we have our budgets ready to go, and we're excited to get started. So thank you so much for coming into the studio and checking out the work. I hope this gives you a better understanding of where we're going to go with our exhibit, how large it can be, and sort of the scope of the final overall project. Thanks so much for stopping in, and we hope to talk to you guys soon. Take care. Thank you very much.